Why is finding time for ourselves so difficult? If there's something new you want to try, a new business, a new venture, a new career, part of that means taking time each week to work on yourself, to work on whatever that idea is. But for so many of us, it's so much easier to say yes to everyone else's needs than to say yes to our own and no to them. Well, in this video, we're going to be looking at how we can start to put ourselves first and our own needs first each week so that we can reach those goals. My name is Alice and I'm founder and executive coach at Spark Your Passion, and I hope you find these steps useful. So as I mentioned, if there is something new you want to do, a new venture, new business, just working on yourself, it's really important you put the time in each week to work on yourself. But for so many of us, that just seems almost impossible. Our week is so full. And it's because we're saying yes to everything else. And we're not thinking about what we need. And often that stems from the fact that it seems selfish to put our needs first. You know, if other people need us, we have to be there for them. And we always have to come last. But that is not how it should be. And if you are working like that, you're really pushing yourself to a point of burnout. It's so important you start putting yourself first. I was definitely someone who used to say yes to everything. I was very worried I would disappoint people or they wouldn't see me in a good light if I didn't say yes. But what I learned from that is by saying yes to everyone else, I could never really fully give myself because I was always thinking about what was coming up and what was next, and I've got too many meetings or I've got too many even social engagements back to back. So over time I learned why and how it's so important to start putting myself first. So the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, is this a priority right now? So if there is something you want to learn, something you want to do, is now the right time for you? Is it a priority? And don't just answer with a yes, but really look at your life and what's going on in your life and start to understand, should it be now? Is this really a priority for me? If your answer to that is yes, then let's find some time for you. So you need to start changing your mindset. Because if you are constantly approaching things from, I'm going to disappoint everyone else, if I don't say yes to them, you know, I will be seen as a disappointment, it's going to be really hard for you. Start asking yourself, why do you think you would disappoint those people? Would you be disappointed if someone said no to you? What image is it you're worried you're going to portray if you say no? Start changing that mindset that it's not selfish of you to put yourself first, and then start learning to say no to people. If you are someone whose knee-jerk reaction is to always say yes, it's really hard at the beginning to say no. So you really need to work on that. You need to change your mindset, and then you need to start saying no to people. Start working out what's really important. What do I really need to be present for, and what can I delegate? What can I, pass on to someone else? And a great tip for people whose knee-jerk reaction is just yes, buy yourself some time. So rather than straight away answering, just say, let me think about that, or let me come back to you. Because if your knee-jerk reaction is to say yes, you need to buy yourself time to stop that automatic habit and to start a new habit. So next time someone asks you something, instead of responding with yes, respond with, let me come back to you. And then go away, think about it, and come back to them. And this is going to start to shift the automatic habit of yes to you really thinking, do I need to be there? It's not easy at the beginning, but I promise you the more you do it, the easier it will get. Try to carve out that time for yourself at home. You really need to approach it like a work project. Saying, oh, I'll just grab a free 30 minutes whenever it comes along, it won't work. You really need to schedule it in your calendar. So make sure every week you know what day are you taking that hour or that half an hour for yourself, and block it in your calendar. Speak to your partner, get them on board. Get them to support you and explain, look, every Wednesday from 7 until 8, this is my time. I can't do something with the children, or I can't help you with something. This is really for me. And find a time and a day that works for both of you. So maybe, over children's bedtime isn't ideal, but after the kids are in bed, then so between 8 and 9, every Wednesday, that's my study block. I don't want to be disturbed, no social engagements. Block it in your calendar, because the thing is, if you just grab time when it's free, there's always something else you might want to do or someone might drag you into. So it's really important that you block it out each week. Start also looking at where is the resistance. If you've blocked this time out each week, what happens when you get to that time? Do you suddenly tell yourself, oh no, I really need to empty the laundry room, or now I need to rearrange my closet? Because I know whenever there's something I don't really want to do, suddenly everything else becomes more important. And when I recognize that happening, I have to go, wait a minute, Alice, you really don't need to be rearranging the laundry room today, do you? Maybe you just don't really want to do that. And then start asking yourself, why don't I want to do that? Because you might find the reason you're struggling to find time to work on this area is because maybe there's some friction, there's some resistance as to, is this really what you want to be doing? So start looking at where that resistance is. And lastly, make an audit of your week. So really go through everything that you've got going on in your week and start cutting out everything that you don't need to be doing. There's so much stuff that isn't a priority that we're pushing into our weeks, and it doesn't need to be done. So if you're finding that it's even hard to find that hour once a week, go through everything you have in work and outside of work, understanding what can you cut out, what can you delegate, where can you get help, to make sure you can really block that time in. Because ultimately, putting yourself first, it will take time. If it's something you haven't done much of before and you don't have much experience with, it will take time to get used to that feeling. That first day when you go off for that hour to do your study or whatever it is, you might be feeling, oh God, I shouldn't be here, I should be doing something else. But the more you do it, the more you'll realize this is okay and I deserve this. So really start putting yourself first. So first of all, ask yourself, is this a priority? Is this really something I want to be doing? And if the answer is yes, start practicing saying no to people. And that's not just people at work, that's also people at home and outside, in your social life. Again, saying to people, let me come back to you. Go away, really think about it. Do you need to be there? Do you want to be there? Saying no as much as you can when appropriate and getting used to that feeling. Scheduling it in your week, block it in like it's a work project so you really know when it's happening. There's no questions, it's every week it's on Thursday or Wednesday or whenever it is. And also do that audit of your week. Get rid of anything you don't need to be doing, everything that's crept in. Where can you save time? Where can you get other people to help you? So these are the first sort of baby steps on how you can start putting yourself first. So I hope you found this useful. What I would like to know from you in the comments is, how long are you going to commit each week? Are you going to do half an hour or 1 hour to start with? Let me know. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and as always, I hope to see you in the next video.